Hello, everyone. You know who it is. It's Glams. Well, I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of holiday cheer because I know this time of the year can be a little bit difficult, for people, me included. And I want to do a couple things this season. Last year, I showed you guys some designs that I had in my store, um, which I may do again. But I have some really great ideas that you guys could get your wife or girlfriend for Christmas or whatever you celebrate. And you can find these things on my website, which is stated here as glamazing.click. So that's my new website. It's everything glamazing. So you guys can go there and get all information about me. I have links to all my different, like stores that have all my amazing products. What I'm showing you right now in this little slideshow here are some designs that I made for Christmas. I think that they're kind of cute and funny, and I put them on some wrapping paper and some mugs and stuff like that. So that is you can connect to that here through my store right here. Otherwise, you can just go to glamazing.click and you'll be directed to fourth wall. So, what I want to talk about today is I decided to change the color scheme this year from the normal green and red to green and hot pink. I don't know why, but every couple years I like bring this color scheme back out because it looks really good and it looks really good on blondes. Since I'm blonde, it would kind of make sense. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to tell you guys different ways that you, even as men, can wear green and pink this holiday if you want to change it up a little and go green um, and pink. So I just think it's a much more like eye pleasing combo, especially at this time of year. And this year, all of these kind of like, you know, um, Eastery colors almost are really in like pink trees and all this stuff for the holiday. And I love incorporating all those fun things. I even incorporated like purple, like a deep purple, into my decor this year. So I think that's really fun. And I think that, you know, it's hard sometimes, I think, for guys to think about what to wear, because sometimes you guys just don't care that much, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, like a really nice pair of green like slacks, like Kelly green, with like a pink either golf shirt or like a pink button down shirt, with the cuffs rolled up and like a really cute blazer or something would look amazing. So what I have on, and something unusual that I do often, is I love to wear bathing suit tops underneath like blazers and stuff because I tend to get really hot underneath my armpits. And so this is a way I probably would, wear something a little bit less see-through if I was actually going to an actual event or a party. But I just wanted to show you how, I'm just wearing a really like a scarf that I put around my waist here. And, I mean, this is going to be covered. So, because I'm really not trying, to show everybody all my business. And you could easily put like a little white tank top underneath this or something like that. But I think that, it's the jacket itself with the bathing suit top, I think is really stunning. And I think it looks, I mean, I don't know if I'd say stunning, but I think that it would look really nice on somebody when you're walking into like, your work party or something like that. And then to have your partner in, not a matchy matchy, but a coordinating outfit, it really does kind of set the mood. And people are, they're like, oh, look. And then you can make jokes and say, oh, yeah, we called each other first and, all of that stuff. because nobody knows what to say, especially when you're bringing your partner for the first time and stuff like that. And, that can be stressful. So take some ease off of your lady. And I'm talking to all you guys because my lion's share of viewers is like 99.9% men. So I'm just going to tell you, a lot of women act like they don't care or whatever, but women they want you to represent them, looking good and nice and posh. Um, it doesn't matter even if your lady's kind of frumpy. She's going to want that, and if you step it up, she's going to step it up. I guarantee it. So just some word to the wise there. Um, the next thing I want to talk about is, and you guys know who I'm talking to. Some of you are in relationships with people because it's better than being alone, right? And I will have to tell you that I was like that at one point too. Um, I've taken a lot of time to like work on myself and try to develop myself so that I didn't have to feel like I needed somebody to be around me all the time, and I could enjoy myself as a human. And I think I'm absolutely hilarious. So I've really gotten to a point where I really am enjoying myself, and it takes a while. Men are, by evolution, really just not conditioned that way. You guys are really conditioned to have companionship. Um, and that's very evident, I think, in society today. But all of us can train ourselves to 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 value quality over quantity, right? So, with that said, if you're a guy who gets complaints from your lady over and over and over again about how you never get her nice gifts and you don't know her at all, and why would you get her something like this, because you're scrambling at the last minute all the time to get her something because you absolutely don't know. And the reason you don't know is because you're not paying attention. Because if you were really 10 toes into your relationship, and that's what she's complaining about. She's not complaining about the gifts. She's complaining about the fact that you're always busy doing other stuff and you're not focused on the relationship. And why even be in one, right? If you're not. And she probably has her own insecurities too. But this is something common that I know comes up time and time again. Uh, and I've been in these relationships, so I know that they exist. And one other thing I wanted to mention was I was looking at Google Trends the other day because I get it emailed to me. And one of the trends was, this is right before Thanksgiving, one of the trends was, how should I propose? Should I ask my girlfriend's parents if I want to propose to her on Thanksgiving? If any of you are thinking of proposing because you just don't think anybody else is out there that's better, and you know, you're like, she's been bothering me about it, so I might as well. And you're thinking about doing it on Christmas, please don't do that if she likes Christmas. That's the most unthoughtful thing, non thinking like thing a man could do, is because Christmas is already hard for a lot of people. Why would you want, if it doesn't work out, let's just say, then Christmas is not going to be a great day for you or her going forward. And it puts a lot of pressure on that. I think it's something that guys think of because they're like, oh, it's easy. Then I don't have to, then I know always when I asked her to marry me, it was on Christmas or Thanksgiving. Don't do that because that's lazy. And it sets a tone, for the rest of your relationship. Just that, you took like an easy way out. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just not that difficult. If that's something that's really important to your lady, that kind of stuff isn't that important to me, like what day it was and stuff. Like I know I was born on a Tuesday because of how many times I have to like put my like age information in stuff. So I know I was born on a Tuesday. But other than that, I mean, I don't, stuff like that is not as important to me as it is to some women. If that's important to your partner, it's important to know what's important to her, right? That's the first step in having a healthy relationship, is when you're in a relationship with somebody, You value what they also hold valuable, even if it's not that big of a deal to you. That's what being in a relationship is. You don't have to compromise anything, but you do have to have empathy for the person that you say you love, right? You have to see it from their perspective. You have to be able to be loving and supportive to them when they're feeling down and they're feeling sad. And it's always this up and down, right? Like when you're feeling great, something's going on with her or him. When they're feeling great, you're not feeling that great, and that is just the push pull of two people trying to cohabitate and trying to get along. Then you start adding in, talking to other people on your phones and messing around with people at your job and all of that stuff. It just detracts totally from the goal. And the goal, in my opinion, should be, two people trying to coexist together and find that synergy that happens really when you fully let go and immerse yourself in another, right? Sometimes you can have that without sex and stuff like that. And that's great. In a job, I've had synergy, or they have, what people say at work, wife, whatever, where you really connect with somebody. Hopefully, you're not having sex with them at work, but, you know, that's something that is really, women key into that a lot more because we are programmed for giving life, right? Even if we don't have kids, even if we work a crappy mom, our bodies and our minds are really designed for giving, right? Nurturing. Um, and you guys are really good at taking that, taking it, and taking it. But it's also good to bounce that off of your partner, whether you're in a girl girl or a guy guy or whatever relationship. We all have feminine and masculine traits, and everybody wants the same thing. We want to feel validated and loved and and just accepted, like with by that other person, like they're a home to us. Like, women don't need anything from a man, really. Nowadays women have jobs. Most women I know are the breadwinners. The last thing in the world that a woman wants is to not feel like her man is her home. That's what she wants. She wants to be able to go to him and not have him judge her, and just support her and to understand her. And I'm sure that men want the same thing. And I'm not saying that there's not women out there that are horrible at that. But that's what a relationship is it's working on those things, because we all bring all this baggage in from when we were kids, didn't work it out. Now we get to work it out on our partners as we go through our lives. Being aware of that and understanding that is the first step in having a good relationship, and being self aware. You're all here, me included. We're all here on this planet for a reason that has nothing to do with the way we look, what we can provide to the opposite gender or the same gender, any of that. We have a sole purpose, I believe, to have, and we have a gift that we are here to give to the world, and have the world accept that and see that. And it's our job the whole time that we're living to foster that, to find out what that is and foster that, and find a partner who sees that in us and fosters that too. You don't want a partner who's bringing you down all the time. So, and that's for guys and girls. So that brings me to my next thing, which is a really fun, unusual gift that you can get if your wife or girlfriend is complaining all the time about the fact that you don't ever do anything that is romantic, or you don't know her, or you don't get her, because you probably don't and you haven't taken the time to. I would suggest, if you really care about the person that you're with, or you don't want to start 2025 in not a relationship, and who knows, because people are in relationships for really strange reasons, and so again, I would encourage everybody to really want to be with the person that you're with. If you don't, you're really wasting everybody's time, and I'll leave it at that. But something that's really popular this year, and I've had these for a while now, but I noticed this year more than anything, there are these decks of cards they're all over the place. But you can go to my website, and there's going to be on the front page of my website. There's a like a splash from my shop style collective page, and I handpicked a whole bunch of different cards, card decks that really, you know, they speak to different women that are going through different things in their life. If your lady is now, I will say that I am creating my own kind of deck of, it's like a game between men and women to get to know each other better. And I will let you guys know, I'm in the middle of creating that now. I think it's actually really fun. And this is kind of more like a little bit of a bedroom game, but it's really to get to know your partner. And to, I also am going to create one that's called should we should we stay or should we go? And basically you play this game, and you go through these questions, and you decide on based on each other's answers. And they're really like, not that fun of questions to answer, but if you're willing to do it, you can decide. And a lot of them, it's just, are you going to tell the truth about the question, right? That's being asked to you. Are you willing to actually tell the truth? I mean, if you're on the way out of your relationship, why not, do this last ditch effort to tell each other the truth about stuff? And it asks some pretty crazy questions. Um, like, could you give your partner their phone, your phone right now, and not worry about, them finding anything because you're not doing anything? Or could you give your partner your phone right now and tell them that they are going to find some stuff, but you're going to be honest about it? Um, so it gives everybody a chance. And I know that that's really difficult, but it feels really good when, especially if you already know that something might be over, to just sit there and be honest with somebody. It's amazing how that's so cleansing. It really is. Hiding things all the time and not being a transparent person, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody, is probably one of the most soul deadening things that you can do to yourself, because you limit yourself so much in engaging and just loving and being loved, and all those things that come with, full transparency and giving yourself to somebody. So, and we all do it to a degree. I mean, we do. But I'm just, so those are on the back, they're coming down the pipe. Um, but the pike. But what's this Christmas, you only have a few days left, really, if you're going to get something that's going to get shipped to you. I mean, we're already in the first week of December. If you just absolutely do not know what to get your lady, and you want to get her something meaningful, maybe you don't want to spend a ton of money because maybe you've just been seeing her not that long, or maybe you've been with her forever and she hates Christmas because you've never gotten her anything. You try to buy her flowers or rings or jewelry or whatever, but all of them are really not her, and that you were rushed, and whatever. And if you're a guy that gives women flowers every time you mess up, don't do that. I have That's just, again, it puts a really bad taste in a woman's mouth. And after a while, she can't stand flowers. So, um, yeah. So, what I'm suggesting is, if you want to do something that's sweet and not doesn't cost a fortune, or you even want to do this as like a stocking stuffer or something, or, something that you give her on her pillow when she's washing her face on Christmas Eve, after she cooked a meal, and, you guys had company and stuff, and she's exhausted, and, you set this on her little pillow, and she's like, what is this? And maybe hopefully you wrapped it, because presentation is everything to a woman. So if you took the time to have it wrapped, or you know how to wrap and you wrapped it really nice and it looks beautiful, that's going to just make her heart sing. I promise you, any woman. So we love pretty things. We love little things. We love things we can hold in our hands. I love working on cars and all that stuff, but I love getting gifts from my daughter that she made. I love getting gifts from anybody that they made, a bracelet or, jewelry or anything like that. I love it, because if somebody made something for me, that means that they were thinking of me the whole entire time that they were making that piece of whatever, and that's meaningful to me. So if you really want to give her something that's meaningful, give her some art or something that you've made, for her, not for some other chick that's been sitting in your garage and you decide you're going to give it to her and she always wondered what that painting was. Don't do that. But the cards, they're all different. There's different decks of cards. There's some couple cards and stuff like that, but there's decks of cards that are just really amazing. That are like about starting the new year fresh. Developing yourself as a person. Anything that she's been talking about. Like, I really want to get on a workout plan. I really want to, start talking to myself more loving. I really want to, if you hear those things, instead of being like, ugh, I'm so tired of hearing her say this and she never does anything to change it, blah, blah, blah. Support her, help her, and do something that's going to support your relationship too by showing her that you're listening. So get a deck of cards. This is one that I use every day almost. Um, it's called affirmation cards. I got this at a store, but you can buy these. You can. They have them at Macy's. They have them at J.C. Penney's. They have them at Target. I know I haven't seen them in the store, but I know on Target online. I'm pretty sure in their book section they have to have some cards like these. I'm pretty sure Walmart does too. In their book section, they both have book sections and record sections. So if you guys are into vinyl, check out Target and Walmart because I've gotten actually some really cool stuff there I couldn't even believe that they had. So, yeah, and I have some recommendations as well, on my website for record stuff if you're looking for anything, especially if you're looking for a record player. What I use is a project, and that's on there. So, anyway, not to digress too much, but if your lady's really into records, that'd be a really cool gift to get her like an amazing record player. I wouldn't suggest getting a project if you don't have decent speakers because, it doesn't really matter because it makes it sound so good anyway. But it's really nice to have a decent set of speakers to listen to that. It's a pretty powerful record player. So it's very, very fine tuned. Um, so my suggestion is get your lady some kind of deck of cards that she can, use and look at every day if she's into stuff like that. If she's not, there's plenty of other things that, journals. I put a few things in there, like some coloring books and stuff like that, because I know those are really popular now. But if your lady's sitting around and coloring something, and you're sitting there looking at your phone, the best gift you could ever give her is to put your phone down and sit next to her and tell her that you love her. That is like the best Christmas gift you could ever give your lady. So I'm going to leave it at that. I am really excited to have talked to you guys today. So I'm going to be coming at you guys a lot this week. And I wanted to remind you that I am going to be on Patreon Healing for You live every day for a half hour, every single day at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which, you guys will, Mountain Standard Time. And you guys can differentiate your time zone from that. So that's 8 a.m. every day. I'm going to be doing 30 minutes of just something about, the holidays or something about, just like my thoughts on the world and stuff like that. Today, I didn't do it on Patreon, but I kind of did it live. And I talked about, Biden pardoning his son. So I'm not really that much into politics, but I do like to kind of talk about current events or whatever, things that people are talking about. But I'm really, really dedicated to helping people have amazing relationships with their spouse or lover. I just think that, there's a lot of things that men and women don't communicate about. And I think that a lot of times when I tell guys things, because all my friends are guys, and I tell them, well, how come, why don't you do They say, well, how come I didn't think of that? And it's because you guys just don't. We just think of two totally different ways all the time, you know. And like we're always on these different kind of paths with our own lives, and sometimes we're just not paying attention. So I want to encourage you all to have an amazing holiday with your spouse, lover, girlfriend, person you've gone out with one time. Um, whatever you're doing, do it to your best ability and just make that person have an amazing day. If you're going to be alive, you might as well be supportive and help somebody have a great day. Send them a text, you know, get them a treat on the way home. Um, Something, where you're thinking about them and showing that to them. Women go gaga for that because that tells us that, you care. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be every day. But just doing that once in a while and learn how to give a gift to a woman. Not wrapping it, handing it to her, um, you know, leaving it next to the door on the way out, stuff like that. That's not thoughtful. That's like you're scared or something. Hand it to her, give her a kiss, tell her that you love her. That's my advice. Because I know that a lot of men, especially at this time of year, complain that women are difficult. It's stressful for us. We're entertaining, depending on how old we are. It's like we feel like we have the whole world watching us. And, we have to get the kids ready and we have to plan the meal and we have to do all this stuff. And sometimes it's a lot. So if you can make her feel a tiny bit more special, regardless of, what she's doing right now, she might be in a bad mood every day, but if you anytime you put somebody else's thoughts and feelings and their well-being ahead of your own, not in front of your own, but just in the front of your mind, um, while you're taking care of yourself, are going to get that tenfold back. I promise you. Just the feeling of knowing that you made somebody's day, it makes you feel lighter. It makes you feel better as a person. It makes you a better person. It really does. Giving to other people makes you better. So here was my little, beginning of December spiel. I'm not taking my curlers out, but stay tuned. Tomorrow morning I'll be live, and then I will be having something probably about every other day or so. Just something where I'm showing you green and pink for different outfits that I have put together, and I'll be showing you bags and stuff from my vintage store. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't subscribe to me, please subscribe because you're going to miss a whole bunch of cool stuff. I have a really amazing 2025 getting all planned out, and I have some even more amazing designs and stuff that I'm going to be putting on clothes and merch. So you guys will have some things to choose from if you so wish. I absolutely have always dreamed of having, a thriving clothing business that had my own designs on stuff. So I've really been trying to, kick this off in different ways for like the last year. And it's just been difficult with just life and stuff. Plus I keep kind of moving the target because I keep picking different stores, that integrate or don't integrate with YouTube and all this other stuff. And so I'm trying to pare it down, sorry. And that's exactly why I brought everything into one website. So now you guys have a place to go that you can find a lot of my stuff, my content, you know, my all the places you can subscribe to me, places you can get pictures and videos, things like that of me, and my stores. Everything it's just on a page with some links, really basically, and a link to my link tree and stuff like that. So please, please check me out and give me some feedback. Subscribe to me on my website, and you will get a lookbook, a newsletter every single month. And you also get one of those if you subscribe to me on Patreon. And I'm getting ready to just put my first one out and I do some throwbacks every time, from how I've looked years past. Some of the throwbacks go all the way like 20 years ago. So if you want to see what I looked like in my 20s, you got to stay tuned and you got to subscribe to me on all these various places so that you get the scoop first. Okay? And all of that stuff is limited edition. It all has expiration dates on it, and it all is, like read only, or I only put it up on, websites like Canva and stuff like that, that have an expiration date. So know that when you guys get that stuff, no one else is getting it, and it's all limited edition. So if you want it and you want that stuff, when it comes out, get it because it won't be out for longer than like 60 days or something like that, okay? So thank you so much. I'm really excited for this month. I'm really excited to connect more with my followers and my subscribers and really just, give you guys some more of me. So have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care.